Hi, I'm M. Sal,
And I'm Nemo Wayfinder.
and this is Music in Transition.
Got me running like a rabbit, born in 87. Well, today, when we met up, I brought in some lyrics that I had texted to myself over the course of 3 days.
And then so we sang the melody of that hook, or at least Johnny sang the melody of that hook, and we made a plan.
We decided to see what we could accomplish in 30 minutes. So after I shared the flow and the melody, we separated and worked on piano, and I worked on the flow itself.
Yeah, and then we got back together to see what each other had done. We explained it to each other, and then we learned a little bit about music theory.
So how'd you figure out what key it was in?
Basically, you find your starting note, and your starting note is almost always going to be what key the piece is in. It's a pretty good rule for music theory, which, for the record, I was never very good at and learned in German, so
the rest
take
of this
it with a
podcast
grain
will
of
be in
salt.
German.
The rest of this podcast will be in German. Johnny's going to speak French. We want this to be as accessible as possible. The next thing you do is figure out, well, okay, is it in major or is it in minor? So, the room in my house is with empty boxes. It's pretty clearly in minor. A kind of quick rule for it is, does it make you feel a little sad? It's probably in minor. Does it...
Or spooky.
Right, or spooky, right, or suspenseful, any of those things. You're in minor. If it makes you feel happy, ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba, you're probably in major. These are loose rules, like English grammar. Shortened version, found that it was F sharp, found that it was minor, look up a minor scale and start messing around with it. There's a lot of different minor scales. And yeah, that's how you find the note. Then we played together, and you'll be hearing samples of all of that we're starting out with today.
Basically, we can show you how fast it is to put a song together.
And how to do it even when you're not super familiar with the instruments you're working with. Alright, so Nemo, we're gonna do a segment on what worked and what didn't right now. So, what worked and what didn't, or vice versa?
One thing that rarely works is only spending half an hour on new music.
Fair.
But I like that challenge, and I want to keep trying that. We definitely went over that, but we knew we had time today. The other thing that didn't work for me was when I tapped out the rhythm, or tapped out the tempo. I initially tapped it out at 69, and it was working. The room of my mind is filled with empty boxes, scattered open and gaping, face up in my way. But it was harder to follow the beat that way than if I doubled it, put the quarter note at 138. That did work.
Count me in.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Both of them would have worked, but it's kind of like the F sharp minor and A major thing.
Right. Yeah, one of them just feels more right for the song. Cool. Well, for me, I spent most of my time on piano, and I actually feel like I made a lot of progress with that. I did listen to Nemo's music, Nemo's rap and flow while I was on piano. But the thing that didn't work is that I'm still leaving this session not super familiar with the song. And, like, I can't oversay how important listening is first and, like, knowing where you are and where you at in your head versus, like, without the headphones, I don't even know what comes next. Like, Nemo has to sing it to me. So I should spend more time listening. And now...
Now we're gonna play the final version that we have from today. 1, I can't even tell if I am who I was. Thought it would feel better to kick some dirty habits. Thing is, now I feel my anger got me running like a rabbit. Born in '87, that's fire rabbit, which is what I'm spitting, cause my body will not have to do with something anymore. I gotta get it out. I cannot keep it in. But these confessions inducing me chagrin, yeah, the shame. I can't deny it. Born under stars crisscrossed and pain and handled like Goliath.
What else do we need to say during a podcast that we should edit in?
I don't know. I don't listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for listening. We had a really great time. We hope you enjoyed it. There will be more coming soon.
Can't wait to deliver a full-length podcast to you once we buy a domain name.
Yeah. Look out for that website that we haven't bought yet, and please don't buy the website we're thinking of, which we won't tell you what it is.
You might be able to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe. Bye. Do we need anything else for a podcast?